Today we have Dante Bowe, an incredible musician who I'm actually a huge fan of. Actually, so I wanted to say this. I didn't say this yet in the like when we were chatting behind the scenes. I wanted to say, dude, your song "Champion" I've heard 10,000 times, man. Like, big
Thank
fan
you,
of
man.
it.
Thank you.
So, how would you introduce yourself to the people that aren't familiar with who you are yet? Like, I love to hear your story and your background and stuff.
Yeah, so I was raised in North Carolina, Rockingham, North Carolina, super small town, and just country boy ultimately. Loved playing baseball, got into music, had a really musical family. So most of like all my uncles, most of my aunts could really sing. So I've always kind of like loved music. My mom and dad listen to music a lot. So yeah, anyway, raised in church, started like leading worship at age 17 because I had an encounter with the Lord at 16 years old. It kind of changed my life in my bedroom. And
I actually heard that story today on an interview. I was watching an interview that you had. It was like a 7 or 8 minute interview on a radio station, and I heard it was a pretty cool story, man. So
yeah,
sorry, I just continue. I was like, oh hey, I know that story.
yeah, for sure. So yeah, I ended up having that encounter, started leading worship, and I guess I was writing songs way before that. But anyway, that's what started me like along this like faith-based journey. So
That's great, man. So, at what point was that in your musical journey where it was? I saw also in the interview that you said you were homeless at one point. So
yeah,
where is that in the journey to like where you are now? Which is insane, the transformation, from homeless to millions of streams and millions of views is unbelievable, man.
so I pretty much after high school, I went on the road for 6 to like 7 years
Okay,
with
wow.
with a guy named Eddie James. Did a bunch of just missions work, all kinds of stuff, and I did that for 6 years. I became like the worship leader in that ministry, and after leaving, I went on to be a worship pastor at this church in Charlotte. It was a pretty big church, and I was so young, didn't really even know what I was doing, but I loved leading worship. But anyway, so ended up hearing God just tell me like you should quit, you should follow your dreams because I always kind of put them on the back burner, and I just felt like this unction to just do it, like to just like quit all my plan B's and just go
Mm.
after what I feel like is on my life. And so that's what I did. And when I did that, it came with obvious like financial troubles and stuff like that. I lived with my friend, on the couch for like, I don't know, like 6 to 9 months. It was like a long time, like a year, technically.
Wow, okay.
And yeah, dude, like kept my clothes in my car, went back and forth, never paid a bill. I mean, I didn't even know. Sometimes I didn't have money to eat. It was crazy. And I didn't want to go home because I just heard from the Lord. I felt like I heard from the Lord. And